bumped into some divers, and one of them picked us up. So I don't, I showed you in a community post that there are some divers that pick things up, and because there's no community fridge, what they do is they set it outside, basically on the sidewalk, and they say free stuff, and anybody can take it. So I saw this, and after the crowd had dispersed, nobody wanted this. I thought, hey, you know what? I can actually use this. I was actually thinking about getting something very similar to this, and because it is a salvaged, it is a find, I thought, okay, you know what? I like the floral thing. Let me rehome it now. You can see that it was $5, and we have a sighting from Oreo Cat here. The thing about this is that it's so freaking cheaply made. I don't know how the original looked like, but they have a bunch of gravel, and it's not even filled all the way. You see that? It's just up to there. And then you have a styrofoam brick that there's nothing holding it underneath, so it just kind of floats up there too. And it's so shoddily made. Like, come on, can you spend like the extra amount of money filling it up or something? Putting some packing paper or some material, or even having like a styrofoam wedge all the way in the bottom. I guess, well, for $5, you really can't expect much. And to be honest with you, this is a really good deal. For $5, getting this little ceramic piece plus the fake succulent. Some craft stores, they sell this actually for $2 each. And I know this because we have a bunch of succulents, fake succulents, in the apartment. So it looks like nothing was wrong with it except this part, like the vessel itself. It's fine. So I'm thinking about putting, you guys can see over here, so I'm thinking about putting a command hook or like a hook in the wall, and yeah, trying to put this up on the wall so that way it looks a little nicer. So this was a find that was salvaged, otherwise it would have gone into the landfill. And I like having projects like this because it's something, it's a little creative project, and I don't mind. You guys know I really like the floral stuff. Hold on, let me do this behind the camera for you guys. There we go. So, here, you guys get a better look at this. So it is just this cheap frickin' styrofoam stuff here. See that? So frickin' cheap. Oreo, can you move? This is not a cat treat. Alright, what are you doing? Are you trying to eat this gravel? Come on now. Oreo, get out of here. Get out of here, Oreo. I can't have you eating styrofoam. Lord knows this cat is gonna try to eat styrofoam. So the first thing that I want to do is see, so it looks like there was another pick here. I know what store this is from. And I saw this, and I was actually, yeah, I actually saw this in the store. So I want to fill this up because it's dropping. See this? So freaking cheap. This cheap ass. I know. I'm complaining over a freaking free find. I know. But one of the things I hate is when things are made so shoddily. And, they say that you can't have best of both worlds, right? You either have one or the other. So, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this thing out. It's just freaking glued on there. I can always just stick a new hole in there, right? And then, let's see if I can, holy crap. I'm going to ruin the styrofoam like this. You know what? Let me try. Oreo's like looking at this over here. Look at all this stuff. Oreo! No, get away, Oreo. Oreo, move. Oreo, it's not a cat treat. Come on, move. Oreo. Yeah, he's looking at this. Oreo, move. Move. Get up. No. Move. It's rocks, Oreo. Come on. Move. I don't want Oreo eating rocks. So, Let's try and shove this thing in here. So I have an idea, but I don't know if it's gonna work. So I love packing paper because packing paper is a really good filler. And I use it quite often for a lot of things. So for the cats, Oreo likes to eat. Oreo likes to grab the food out of his food dish and drop it on the ground. So I use packing paper as like a little placemat of sorts. So that way when it gets dirty, I can just throw it away. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so this ugly chunk over here. Is that better? Yeah, see? Come on, does it really cost that much money to just have some packing paper or some styrofoam piece underneath here? Yeah, so this is how companies cheap out. So at least now I have a solid base. And then I'm gonna take this out. Oh, Oreo! Move, Oreo. Come on. I'm gonna take this out, and while you see the base right now, here is what I'm working with. So these are all my flower heads, and this was all salvaged as well. So I'm that kind of person, like if I see flower heads, I like to keep them because I can use it for wreaths. I can use it, if you guys remember, I had this wooden bowl and I had all these I had all these things over there. And the reason why I got rid of it was kind of big. So I just deconstructed it today. So I figure, hey, you know, this is perfect. Maybe I can start sticking stuff in here and seeing how that will go, right? So let's see here. I think, yeah, having a flower like this is way too big. Let's see what I got here. Got this. I got this. Then I just have a bunch of random stuff here. I got this. Anything else here? Anything that might kind of fit in there? I want to see. Yeah, so I'm on the... I like to just have lots of material on me. This kind of stuff, it's very... it's fun and it's challenging for me, so that's why I like playing around with this stuff. I haven't really checked out certain stores in a while, so maybe there's a whole bunch of flower heads. Who knows? Okay, so let's see what works. So I do want to... Where's my succulent? Here's my succulent. Let's see. I'll just put that right in there. That work? Okay, that's kind of tall, actually. Yeah, oh, I see. So you stick the picks in there, and then I guess it somehow floats up. Let me see. Can I just put this stuff up? No, this is too big. Let's see here. 1, 2. Let's stick this in here somewhere. I need some styrofoam. I don't have any styrofoam on me. I'll figure this out later. Yeah. Oh, this looks kind of cute. I think that looks kind of cute. And then maybe this. Okay, the leaf is too big, obviously. Maybe I can go... that doesn't look too bad, actually. Mm-mm. Yeah, I do a lot of playing around with this stuff. Oh, that's kind of heavy. I like this one. Yeah, when I do this, it can take me a while to figure out what I want to do. But I kind of like this, and that, no, it's a little too bright. This, no, a little too bright. There's something off about this. I can't figure out what it is. No. No, that looks ugly too. So now you know. Now you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just like playing around with it, and then whatever I think looks kind of pretty, I'll just probably stick it in there. Okay. So like this. Oh no. I just want to kind of place it and see how this looks like. Kind of like that and that together. Maybe something like that ish. If I take this out, yeah, this looks way too fake. It's strange, but this looks super fake compared to the flowers. And I think it's just, you know what I think it is? I think it's it's so plastic looking. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it just looks really, yeah, it just looks really fake. Let's see. Okay. I had taken this out and I put this, I made a hole for this thing over here-ish. And then I put something over here. Let's try that. And then I can plug these holes up. Wait, I think it's cool. I mean, I can always drive it deeper. This styrofoam, see? And then I have the stems over here. Something off about this. Let's see. Wait, hold on. I'm like kneeling. It's so different actually doing this behind the camera versus in front of me. But yeah, I just play around with this thing. I'm like, okay, I got one over there. And let me put one over here maybe. This frickin' styrofoam. You know, I actually have fluoroform, so if I wanted to do it with fluoroform, I do actually have it. So fluoroform is the stuff, it kind of is like styrofoam and you cut it up to shape. But, yeah, let's see. How does this look? Do I have one more? I thought I had one more. Yeah, so let me put thing. I have a harem here. So I kind of want to break it up somewhere though. In between? Yeah, maybe. Okay. Something like that. It's a little busy though. I don't know. I don't really like this green thing. Just, I don't know about it. It just looks so looks kind of out of place. Yeah, I'd rather do something like, let's see. This takes me a while, as you guys can tell. 10 years later. I'm running out of material. Yeah, I don't have much material for this, actually. I just want to stick a whole bunch of little flowers over here, but I'm kind of limited by what I have. No, that looks terrible. Okay, let's put that back. Okay, so I'm missing something over here. Yeah, the green one is too flossy. So I want to have a joiner piece over here, but I don't have something that can connect it, like something creamy, like this, but like this is way too big. You know, it just looks like, let me show you. Like this thing, I think the flower looks massive compared to it. I want to use a tiny flower. This just looks ridiculous. You see the big freaking white fake flower? It's all kind of tiny. Let's see. Do I have? Okay. Ooh. Let's see if I have any more material here. I really don't think I have any more material. Yeah, that's all I have. I need more material. Yeah, so I think you guys can kind of understand why I like collecting this kind of stuff, because the more material I have, the more I feel like I can just do things on a whim, and if I don't have everything, it just kind of sucks. See, like I want to just kind of make it small, like if I had a small white flower, but yeah. This is gonna, I feel like this is gonna be some kind of work in progress thing. I don't know. Okay, this doesn't look half bad, but it doesn't look half bad. I mean, the greenery here looks a little better. I wanted to figure out a way to cover up this this packing paper. See it? But I think it looks better than before. To me, it looks a little crazy though. I will admit that. Just a little, but let's see. No, this freaking purple looks so freaking fake compared to everything. Let's put this in here. Okay. And this is, yeah, see, now it's just turning into like way too much bright. Okay, put stuff back in a little bag. And this looks too dark. And do I need some, and this orange just looks really like out of place. Yeah, it looks chaotic with all that. And these, do I have a use for this? I don't think I have a use for this at all. But yeah, I think this is too much. Actually, you know what? Go with it. Let's see. Come on, get shorter. This is turning, in case you can't tell, this is really turning into a balancing fest of sorts. Let's see. Okay, here. This is what I have. I think this is overkill over here. Yeah, so that's basically what I have for now with my little pieces. There was an attempt made. It's not the greatest, but it is. Hold on. It is definitely better than it was before. I got two things facing this way. Is that right? Should I have two facing that way? Because see, they're both like that. I kind of want to have one facing this way and one facing this way. See the difference? Yeah, let's punch this in. Come on. Stay in there. Yeah, and then this stuff, this extra stuff here, I kind of want to glue it. Like, if I had some spray adhesive and just glue some. But yeah, look at this freaking rock. Not the greatest, huh? Lift up, and you guys can see it a little better. Yeah, I'm in the kitchen because Lewis is sleeping right now, so that's why I'm here. Balancing act. I think this kind of needs to have a little bit more height or something. A little strange to me. I don't know, maybe because I'm used to it, I'm thinking like this should face forward, but then this part is a little high. Yeah, it's gonna be a freaking balancing act. Oh well. I think that's really the best I can do right now, with what I have. Yeah. I don't really want to move this part too much, because even if I move this, and this looks kind of, I don't know, this looks kind of strange to me. Yeah, that looks, actually, you know what? That's not too bad. That is not too bad. You know what? I'm okay with this. I don't know, I kind of like the other one better. Because now I feel like I got a puka around here. And I don't even have height. So it's just... It's not that bad, but I kind of like it better before. Ugh. There has to be something in the front. Grr. I wish I had more material so I could play around with this stuff. There. A little cluttered. Just a little. You know what? I think... I wonder if this was shorter. Like this. It doesn't look a little better this way. Because it kind of looks like... Hold on. I'm going to just stick it all the way down here. Okay. So this has turned into a total balancing act. But I wanted to use my little scraps here. And cover as much as I could. Oh. Hold on. Okay. I have to find a puka. A little spot. Okay. So I just found a little spot. A better spot. But I think I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. I switched it around because I felt like this part wasn't moving so well. This part over. Arg! This thing popped out. See what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to keep the little one inside and then the taller one outside. Yeah, that works out. It's not bad, but I think it definitely could be better in the future. But it's kind of colorful. I tried. Um, so this stuff, this little gravel thing, I'm just gonna dump it over here because you can't really see too much of it anyway. And then if I wanted to redo it, of course I could always just like get some spray adhesive, but we don't have any spray adhesive in this apartment. I know someone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, Erica, you don't have the tools. Oh, I'm just gonna start one. Yeah, and oh, that went down. That went down too. Oh, funny. Okay, there. I want to cover that little puka. And I think I am basically out of gravel. Yeah. Kind of want to move it a little bit. Think this thing, I wish I could bend it just a little. But I can't bend it. Yeah. So, I think, yeah. So I think I'm gonna leave it like this, at least for today. But I will see. So, oh, one more piece of gravel here. Yeah, so for me, when I do this kind of stuff, I can do this for about 45 minutes or an hour, just playing around with things, redoing it. Yeah, so put it fixed too. Yeah, so I was thinking about putting a hook over here. We do have some of those hooks. See this? Or you have a nail, and then it just kind of balances out. And that, and yeah, I kind of think it's pretty cute. It definitely is a pop of color. It isn't too bright. I feel like there's nothing that kind of sticks out sorely. Like something like this, you know, it just, yeah, it won't work. So this can be some material for another succulent. We do have something, and this can hang on the wall. So I'm happy about it. And if I want to change it out, of course I can just like lift it up and change it out. Yeah. I'm worried that if I try to stick it, it's gonna fall, and if it falls, it's gonna shatter, right? So I'm much better off using a nail. And yeah, I wanted to have one of these wall succulents for a while. It's like when I saw it, I was thinking like, oh yeah, but what am I gonna do with it? You know, I'm kind of one of those people, like I don't buy too much, but if I see something and let's say I'm diving and I say like, hey, you know, I can actually try and do a little project with it. I can try and use some fake floral, then I'll pick it up because I kind of see it as like a, you know, some people they buy stuff and they say, oh, they want to do a puzzle piece if they're bored or they just want to have little fixer-uppers. That's how what I view these kind of things as. So for a bunch of stuff, it's like I like the challenge, you know. I like saying, hey, let me try to make something that would have been discarded into something that's a little nicer. And the packing paper would have been, I had to get this out of the recycle bin because I just threw it into our recycle bin. And then the flowers would have all ended up in the landfill. This little wall succulent would have ended up in the landfill, and I got to rescue it. So I want to stock up on more of the flower heads. So if you dive at certain places, like craft stores, for instance, they'll some of them will actually intentionally damage things out. They'll cut off like flowers, or sometimes, you know, the heads get separated from the stems. So you'll just end up with a bunch of flower heads. And other people might say like, oh, that's total trash. Why would you keep this kind of stuff? It's just the heads. But I can make wreaths from them. I can make things like this from them. And they're very, very useful. And usually most people, when they see this stuff, they're gonna pass on it because they'll say, like, what am I gonna do with like one leaf? You know, what am I gonna do with something like this? But this is something that I truly enjoy doing, and I wish it came a little bit more natural to me. Sometimes when I see YouTubers, they just, it seems like it's so effortless. Like they know exactly what they want to do. And I struggle a lot more, but from when I used to watch a lot of those flower videos, it's like they always focus on like a focal point, and then they say like you should have symmetry. So that's what I tried to do over here and here, and then I tried to keep everything small. And then I thought like, okay, well, this is yellow and this is kind of white, so maybe this can tie in. And then I always like to have something sticking out, so I had this random leaf thing stick out. And yeah, it's not bad, it's not bad. I can't imagine making anything else with what I have right now. Like what I do, just add this on. So yeah, I gotta go and figure where I'm gonna put this. I have a place, actually, I know where I'm gonna put it. Yeah, never mind, I do know exactly where I'm gonna put it. Yeah, so I have space for one, but I kind of want to get another one. So that way I can have a 2-level one. But the problem with having a 2-level one is I want to make the two of them match. And it's hard for me to make things match when these are all my small flowers. And I don't have anything else except what I showed you guys. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah. So, we have a whole bunch of arrangements around the house. I think we have, yeah, we have a ton that I kind of fiddle faddle with. Part of me kind of wants to have like more arrangements around the house just because I like putting things together. But I worry, I always think like, crap, Erica, you gotta make sure you don't have it look kind of crazy colored. For instance, right? If I have too many colors lying around in one area, it looks freaking insane. So I try not to do something like okay, here's just like a really piss poor example, but like something like this plus okay, this is not a good example. Like yeah, okay, never mind. This is all around the same color. But like okay, like if I add this on there, you see these like really fake looking flowers. I'm not a big fan of some of them. And then, yeah, so these are all my, like, extra flower heads. Oh, this one looks super fake. Look at this crap. And then we have a rose head over here. And we have sunflower over here. And then we got another one over here. And then another one over here. Yeah, and then this. And then this stuff. Here. So you can kind of tell a lot of this stuff was picked up around fall. I'm really excited about the spring flowers, and I cannot wait until they arrive because oh, look at that. What do you think? You see this little thing? Ta-da. Keep it? I kind of want to keep it. I think it looks kind of cool. Without it or with it? I think with it looks better. What do you guys think? With or without it? Yeah, I'd say keep it. Because when I look at it like this, I don't know, it looks like it's missing something. Yeah, with. Okay, let's see if I can poke a hole in here. Yeah, it's going to be a balancing act at this point. Okay, we'll keep it with. Yay! Yeah, so white kind of funds in. I think this part and this part looks fine together. It's crazy how like for certain things, it's like you just have to add more stuff, right? So if any of you guys want to get into some things like this, I imagine most of you will just be like, okay, Erica, this is just fake flowers. But if you do decide to, let's say, go diving or get down to this path, really pays off having as much different pieces as you can get, because when you have more selection, you can kind of play around with this stuff. But if you're only limited, right, if you only have like 3 different types, it's really hard to make anything with these 3 together. It's just, especially if one looks super fake. Do you hear Oreo? Oreo. I think Oreo's all being Oreo right now. So yeah, I will put this stuff back in. I still kind of try to figure out what I'm gonna do with this thing. I don't know, and I kind of want to figure out what to do with this thing too. The rolls, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but sometimes when I have pieces come together, then I'm gonna have like the moment of brilliance. I was like, I know exactly what I can use that piece for. Yeah, I imagine like for certain people, like if they do arts and crafts or they do scrapbooking, I know some scrapbook people, they have so much stuff, so much different, papers and doodads, and some people get what those little um, cricut machines, those things, because they go kind of crazy about this. So this was just the head. There was no stem. I did try to check out, so listen to this, the store that has this stuff. So I checked out a store today, and they don't actually take out their dumpsters until about 10 p.m. now. It's crazy. I was like, Fred, what the feet, man? Like, so freaking late. So I don't think, like, for one certain location, I don't think I'm really gonna be hitting up that place much, because I kid you not, like, it's just some stores, like, they're so against the idea of people diving, and most divers don't make a mess, but they're so against that idea that what they do is that they will not take stuff out until, like, they are closing for sure, because they kind of think, oh, if they make it out earlier, then more divers are gonna be out. So let's say if you have the stuff out at 5 p.m. versus 5 p.m. versus like 10 p.m., right? So yeah, it kind of dissuades divers. And I was talking to Lewis about it, and Lewis was telling me, he said he feels, with what's going on in New York, right? He told me, he said, I should kind of think twice about diving, because of all the stuff that's going on, to Asian Americans, in New York. So uh, yesterday, a guy in Chinatown, Manhattan, Chinatown, he was not too far away from a federal courthouse, and a guy randomly stabbed him with an 8-inch kitchen knife. Yeah. Allegedly because the suspect said the Asian guy was looking at him the wrong way, but the thing is that he attacked him from behind, and he the wound was so severe that not only did he have to go to surgery, but he's in critical condition. And then today they announced on the news that a woman, you can see the video on my community page, she gets her purse robbed, but it's so violent. The guy just like whacks her on the ground and he takes your purse. Now, is it a hate crime or is it not a hate crime? You don't know, but it kind of puts someone on edge, especially if they're out alone, right? And I was telling Lewis, I said, man, maybe I should wear like a Kevlar vest or something, or Kevlar jacket, so I can prevent this kind of stuff from happening to me. Yeah, there's just it's a crazy time right now, and yeah, it's a crazy time right now, and it makes me really sad to think that people get targeted for this kind of stuff. Like, I understand some people, um, some people, they're all just they're angry about things, they want to direct it to certain people, but it it's really idiotic if you just assume like every Asian, you're gonna take it out on a person who lives in America, has didn't didn't go to China or something like that. But yeah, it's terrible. But anyway, yeah, so those are just some things that has been brought to my attention, and I think that, yeah, I'm not gonna stop going diving, but it makes me a little bit more wary, because what I'm seeing for the attacks are, it's happening when people are walking, or they're just minding their own business. Someone goes up behind them, pushes them. Someone, you're walking home. Someone, that person was walking home, and then It wasn't like a shady area or anything like that. I mean, freaking not too far. I think it was like right in front of a federal courthouse. So, and there was other people walking there too. So it wasn't like it was an empty street. But some people, they just get so, they're not of the right mindset, and then they think, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do these kind of things, and it it, it's just terrible. Because if someone attacks another person, right, depending on how they fall, depending where they're hit or they're stabbed, it can kill them. So there was this one person I remember in, I think, California. He was an older gentleman. He got pushed and he died. Fell the wrong way. Some elderly, or you fall a certain way, you can end your life. So yeah, so terrible, terrible. I didn't know there had been so much. You know what? It's recent for me. Like when I remember when I was hearing about the California thing, I was thinking like, oh yeah, that's just California. And then I start hearing about New York, and I'm like, frick. These are places that you would think is safe. So the Flushing Queens thing. Hold on. Let me just. I gotta put this against something. I think that's good enough. Okay, that's good enough. The Flushing Queens thing. Flushing, like I said, is not a cheap neighborhood. It's predominantly Asian too. So if this kind of stuff, if I didn't hear about it, I would have thought like, yeah, Flushing Queens, that should be a safe place to be at. But I don't understand why people are getting attacked in these Asian neighborhoods. Like, if you want to do this kind of stuff, do you really want to go to an Asian neighborhood and do it? And do it to one random Asian? Wouldn't it be better to just do it in an area that isn't so Asian concentrated? Because when I think about this happening in an Asian concentrated area, I can't help but think the person's just going specifically there to find an Asian person. Maybe that's the reason why. Um, so yeah, so the stabbing happened at Manhattan Chinatown, and then that push that I showed you guys, that's Flushing Queens, where there's a lot of Asians. So the home prices there, yeah, the home prices there are like $800,000, $1 million up. Yeah, yeah. That one video that I just posted, I think about an hour or two ago. Holy crap! I was trying to figure out. I don't know if you guys can figure out, but I was trying to figure out, was that woman wearing a crossbody, or was it a purse? Because I played it about 5 different times, and I think she had a purse, but the way she was dragged made me think she had a crossbody. And I was telling you guys, I think even just yesterday, I said, yeah, if you have a crossbody, you should be much safer. But the way that she held onto the ground, or the way that she fell on the ground and she was dragged like that, makes me think it was a crossbody. And it was just so much force. Like, she could have really had a concussion. She escaped with minor injuries. Like, when I saw her getting pulled like that, I just saw like, holy crap, this is so violent. That's like a lot of force. If that happened to me, yeah, I would have been screwed 100%. I know some people, I think Emily had mentioned in one of my comments, to, carry a taser with me or carry pepper spray. And when I saw that video, I thought to myself, holy crap, like what if I was, you know, checking my phone on, just texting, and then someone comes up from behind me and like drags me. I would be so quick, I won't be able to even grab any taser or mace. 100%. It's just like, yeah, I've never seen a person just like collapse on the ground like that ever. So it looks like that woman was alone. I believe they said she was in front of her apartment building. And usually people can think they would say, oh yeah, I'm close to a building, I should be safe. So people have this like sense of security. And I don't want to say it's a false sense of security, but you see the wrong kind of person, come across the wrong kind of person. They could say, I don't give a crap if you're in a busy area. I don't give a crap if you're in front of a courthouse. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And some of these attacks that I see, there was a one woman. Was it the Queens woman? She was the one where this guy pushed her or something like that. This happened, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. But that was it looked like about 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Tons of people all around, and the guy didn't mind pushing her. So you do not have any safety compared, morning versus night. 6:30 p.m. you're screwed. 3 p.m. you can be screwed. Nighttime in front of your building, you can get screwed too. It's just people. These people just do not really care who sees them if they want to do that certain action, and that terrifies me quite a bit. I don't know if I shared it with you guys, but even around where we live, I found out less than a mile from where we live, there was a home invasion at 3 p.m. on a weekday. And I thought to myself, frickin' 3 p.m.? How brazen can you get? Usually, when you hear about home invasions, you think about this being at like 2 in the morning, right? 4 in the morning, everybody's sleeping in the cover of darkness. But what I've learned in New York is these people, they don't care if there's a lot of people around. They don't care if other people can see them. They don't care if it's a congested area. Where we live, it's not like it's a ghost town at all. There's a lot of people all around. So for someone to do a home invasion at 3 p.m., scary stuff. Scary stuff. Because remember, this is New York. There's so many people in New York. And yeah, so yeah, it's just definitely not like Hawaii. Like Hawaii, you people might have, get their place robbed, but this is typically late at night kind of thing, not middle of the afternoon. And when I hear about news reports around where we live, it's just like shooting, stabbing, um, robbery, assault. Yeah, some woman some woman was assaulted at a bus stop, and it wasn't that late. And I think it just happened earlier today, too. Not too far from where we live either. So, yeah, gotta be on guard. The thing about New York is, and I might be interpreting this wrong, but if someone does something, not too many people will step in. If someone gets pushed, it's not like a mob will come and chase that person. In Hawaii, if someone did that, you'd have a lot of people be like, cheat. Like if some, like for instance, right? If someone pushed an elderly person in Hawaii, you would have people around instantly try to tackle the guy. And I can say this because I've lived in Hawaii for over 30 years. But in New York, if an elderly person gets tackled, the other, people are not gonna kind of have this mob mentality and tackle the suspect. They're gonna just take pictures, keep their distance, or just walk away. A lot of them would just walk away. And that's why if something happens to you, you can be kind of screwed big time, because don't expect people to intercept and help you out. Again, in Hawaii, people would rush in. People would kind of band together to take someone down, but definitely not in New York. It's kind of like all for yourself kind of thing. So when I heard about the subway stabbing, right? You guys heard about like the homeless people getting stabbed to death by this one, allegedly by one guy. I was thinking to myself, like, if someone's getting stabbed, don't people hear that stuff? Don't people notice or hear someone screaming on the subway or another subway car? It seems like either nobody heard their screams or nobody bothered to do anything, and that's disturbing. What about the police? I can't talk about the police too much because I don't know how NYPD is. I know a lot of people are against NYPD. You guys saw the picture that I posted, I think yesterday, or the day before. They were searching a car for whatever reason. I don't know why. And they had 10 police officers there. Three or four of them were searching the car, and the other six were kind of standing around. I was like, oh my goodness. So it's just, yeah, there's a lot of police, but um, are they all effective together? I don't know about that. Even when I was at the subway, after the stabbings, I went down to the subway, and a lot of the police officers, they're just chit chatting by themselves. They're just, it's not like they're kind of patrolling around like a hawk. It's just, yeah, talking, kind of relax, kind of chill. But you got 4 or 5 of them together, just relax, just kicking back. But I think the idea is that police presence is supposed to deter any criminals. So, yeah, lot more police in New York than there is in Hawaii. I never have seen any like 10 cops trying to search one car in Hawaii. Um, and when you see the police, you see a lot of them at a time. Oh my goodness. So much police. So yeah, I worry about New York in a bit because, I think things are getting worse in New York for sure. Lewis is worried about it. He says that when he hears about this stuff happening to Asian Americans, he gets worried because, yeah, he doesn't, I think he hears about these kind of unprovoked attacks happening to random people who are just walking down the street, minding their own business, and these individuals just do this kind of stuff. And Lewis told me that he wants to get out of New York. You guys heard about that, him wanting to get out of New York. But I just kind of think like, okay, in between the time of getting out between of New York, I think things are gonna get worse, and I worry about what's gonna happen if the eviction moratorium isn't extended again. I worry about what's going to happen if there's not more stimulus checks. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, the stuff with the stimulus check, there are so many people in need in New York. I'm not, I see it. I hear about it. I see it. I see more people um, waiting, who want food. And it's between a rock and a tough place because when, if the government puts their foot down and says, hey, we're not going to extend this eviction moratorium indefinitely, things are definitely going to get worse. And if, let's say, people get evicted from their homes and there isn't a forever stimulus, then you get people who are going to be more on edge. And that's just my opinion. I definitely think crime is up in New York. I definitely think that there are more people prone to violence in New York versus before the situation. Yeah, it just, I, it shook me, and I think I shared it with you guys. I think it was earlier. No, I think it was like last year. Like last year, I was walking over to the supermarket, and then this Asian guy was in front of me, right? And he was minding his own business, and he was just, he was about 3 4 feet away from me, in front of me. And then this other guy goes up to him and he talks to him, and I can see the Asian guy like isn't really talking to him. And I think this is kind of strange because why is the other guy talking to the Asian guy but the Asian guy is not really responding much? Okay, maybe the other guy's trying to be really friendly, I don't know. But I look at what happens, right? So they start walking, and then they're about 10 10 15 feet away from me, and then they suddenly cross the street. And while in the intersection, the other guy pushes the Asian guy and says something. I can't hear what he says. But yeah, the Asian guy just it just sounded like the guy was hitting him up for cash or something. And less than a minute later, the supermarket that I was heading to, that's the reason why I was outside of the apartment. I was going to grab groceries. There was this guy, and he I guess he was getting booted out of the store by the store manager, and he said something like, he really needs money or something like that. And I couldn't help but think, man, if the situation gets worse and people don't have, people get really desperate, they're going to start really hitting up people who are going to go grocery shopping, people who are, look like they may have money or may have cash on them. And even if you don't look like you have cash on them, right? If you're out and about, it's probably implied you have a card on you or something. And if people do not get money or they do not get what they want, then they can be prone to assaulting people out of sheer frustration. And, combine that with the fact that there's some violence against Asian American because, some people may think like, oh, if it wasn't for Asian Americans, then the situation would have happened. It, it, it gets a little bit more scary to think about. So, I don't know. I, I'm worried a lot about me. Not gonna lie to you guys. But they cannot do it a forever eviction moratorium. And yeah, so Manhattan, I shared with you guys, there was a lot of competition in Manhattan. Um, a lot of the stuff, more divers, more aggressive food people. I was sharing with a bunch of divers that I spoke to today. One in particular, I said that, yeah, it's so great that you guys are able to rescue food from a bakery because when I go to that same bakery in Manhattan, there's about 5 people at one given time with people loading up with all these bags wanting to take all the pastries. And they said, really? And they said, yeah, here it's really chill and calm and people don't have to fight each other for stuff. And yeah, so, hearing about that kind of stuff going on in Manhattan, it makes me think, shit, if people get evicted from their homes, if um, they run out of money for whatever reason, it's gonna be freaking ugly for dumpster divers. Dumpster diving used to be a really nice experience. It used to be really great because I would interact with other people and I'd be like, oh yeah, it's so caring, so warm, so friendly, so sharing. And then November swung around and it started getting different. The vibe in Manhattan started getting different, and it kind of felt like a free for all, and that scared me. So yeah, um, so that's why I try not to. I don't really, I don't want to engage in possible confrontations over food in Manhattan. 100% no. What if you team up? No, most divers just do this kind of stuff individual. They don't. Some people work in teams, but it's easier to just do your own thing because you can, if you want to go, let's say tomorrow, you don't have to coordinate with someone. And then if you pick up food, you can always just drop it off at the community fridge or do your own little, just lay out food on a sidewalk on top of cardboard boxes with big free signs on there. Yeah, so I just work individually. That's it. I can, I just, yeah, whenever I feel like going, I'll just go, and then I don't have to deal with coordination. Yeah, but as I had mentioned, right, it's, yeah, it's concerning about what's going on. So when I hear about all this stuff, it just makes me a little bit more on edge. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how much a freaking Kevlar jacket costs. But like I said, I was talking to Lewis about it. I was like, well, if anything happens to me, at least they won't be able to hit my organs. Which is the most, I was telling Lewis, I said, look, if I get stabbed in like the arm or the leg, I won't really, like, it would suck, but I wouldn't worry too much as if it's like on my back or my internal organs. Crazy that I have to talk about this kind of stuff, right? But yeah, it's just something to think about. Yeah, you know what, an anonymous individual, there's only so much carefulness can do, because a lot of these attacks, you don't see it coming. You could be waiting outside at a stoplight, trying to wait for, waiting to crash, and someone can come up behind you and just knife you. Yeah, scary stuff. Or you could be getting out of the subway, or you could be on the subway, alone, and some person decides to attack you. You don't know. It's just stuff I don't really think about when I'm in Hawaii. I don't have to worry about this stuff. But New York, yeah, it's kind of risky. It's a different playground. So, if anybody wants to move over to New York, I know I'm a great I'm a great advertisement of moving over to New York. Please be mindful that you will think more about your safety. You have a lot of police, but the police aren't everywhere. So, actually, I take that back. I wouldn't recommend anybody to live in New York. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't want you guys to have to walk out and worry about showing your knees or not wanting to show your knees. Um, I miss being in Hawaii, and I didn't have to think consciously about like covering up my knees while I walk out. I miss being able to actually wear clothes outside besides like long sleeves and leggings all the time. I just don't want to draw attention to myself. I don't want to, I also don't want to look too nice, because if I look too nice, then I become a target. And you really don't want to send off the message that you're, you have a lot of discretionary spending. So really looking bummy is the way to go. The more bummy you look, the less likely people are willing to target you for theft, right? Would you really try to rob someone who looks bummy? No. It'd just be like, I'd rather rob someone else who looks like they have more money. Oh, morning. Morning, Tony. What is worse, US or Brazil? Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. I know Brazil's pretty bad, but I know US is pretty bad too. Yeah, loose fitting jeans. Right now I'm kind of lucky because it's winter, so I wear a puffy ash jacket, so most of me is covered up. But still, still. So yeah, there's a huge disconnect. There's a huge disconnect between what I wear outside versus um what I have in the closet. I always think, like, whenever you see those videos of me and Lewis, outside, like if someone looks at them, I'm like, man, why does Erica always look so bummy? Why does she always look like she carries these like oversized bummy looking bags? Why doesn't she get a nicer handbag? Why doesn't she get a nicer looking shopping bag? There's a reason behind it. Again, um, I have so many bags, you guys. I have so many pairs of shoes. I have so many dresses and clothes, but I would feel so anxious if I walked out looking nice. Because I would think to myself, if someone sees me, they're going to say this is a really easy target and we should take her purse or we should take her credit card. And yeah, because she looks like she has money. She looks like she has money to spend on stuff. Yeah. Um, so yeah, maybe I'm just looking too into it, but when you see people getting hit up for money and getting assaulted and other people trying to scam you because they look at your stuff after you come back from dumpster diving, then it just really puts you on edge. Get out of Brooklyn, come out here to Long Island. You know what? I'll tell Lewis that. Thank you, long story short. Yeah, I don't know about Long Island. Yeah, Brooklyn is not the best place to be. Sometimes when I hear about the violence, I'm like, okay, happened in Brooklyn again. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Yeah. But this is one of the downsides about living in an area that just you think of, and it's crazy. Like I said, you think about Manhattan, and you would think it's so freaking safe, right? But it's really not that safe. You might have apartments that are $8,000 to $10,000 a month. It doesn't change the kind of people that are around there. You have more density of people, but do not think that just because there's population density in Manhattan that you're really safe. You're not. Um, People could care less. So yeah. Anyway, I am gonna talk to you guys later. I know I sound tired because I am tired. It's 2:38 a.m., but it's not like I'm irritated or anything. After a while, my voice just sounds pretty damn tired. So, yeah, I'm gonna look into it, see what I can do. Maybe I don't know how much a Kevlar jacket costs. I know they make Kevlar backpacks, but I gotta I just have to kind of consciously think about ways to either make myself look more bummy, or yeah, just not make myself a target. And I think really the bummy way is the way to go. Yeah, maybe I'll carry. I don't know. I was. You know what I used to do? I used to tie on some like. I used to get like a clear plastic bag and then put soda cans inside of it and then tie it to one of my bags so it looks like I was collecting cans. And yeah, I always thought that was a good idea because if I make this little keychain of sorts on my bag of full of empty cans or bottles, like not too many, like maybe like 6 cans, or um, people would not want to target me for theft because they'd say, "Man, this chick looks like she's a bum, or she looks like she's homeless." So yeah, why should we rob her? Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'll think about doing that if I'm out kind of later at night, like I was today, and because I don't see any downside of it. You think I'm a bum, like whatever, whatever. At least I won't get robbed or anything like that. Wear loose fitting everything. Yeah, well, like I said, it's winter, so everything's kind of loose fitting already. Yeah, but yeah, I have to wear like long sleeves or something like that because it's cold right now. But yeah, so bummy is the way to go. So this is what I mean. Shit, you guys will hear this. So something like this, and then you put like 6 of them inside of a clear plastic bag. You tie it to your backpack or your handbag. You will look like a la bum. And looking like a la bum is better than getting robbed, getting your cell phone taken, getting your wallet taken, getting your bag taken. Um, yeah, because when it comes down to it, when I walk outside, I don't care what people think of me. I just want to get home safely, right? I don't want any confrontation. I don't want to end up in the hospital. I don't want my stuff getting taken. And yeah, if I look like the freaking homeless bum and you guys see a stream and you're like, man, look at Erica. Erica's looking like a bum with her cans. There is logic behind that. No one will target a bum. But I don't know. That person who got killed on the subway, those were all homeless individuals. So I don't want no freaking serial killer or something targeting me because they think I'm a Asian American bum or Asian American homeless person. Yeah, bouquet. Yeah, I used to go to New York City once a month and then run back home. Uh, I noticed the word "run" there. Long story short, run. Yeah, people are running out of New York. Anyway, my phone is at 4% battery, so I really need to go before this stream cuts off. I hope you guys stay safe, stay warm. If you guys are not in New York, then you probably are thinking like, man, we're lucky. Yeah. I hope you guys don't have to deal with, I hope wherever you guys live, it isn't as crazy as New York. And um, yeah, I hope that you guys stay safe. See ya.